So the other day we sorted out our tups, and we've had one bunch of boys live together, and then we've had I'd cut the texels. We have a big problem with gate shutting on this farm, partly due to some staff that work on the farm, and partly due to general members of the public just not caring about anything. And basically, gates got left open, and the tups have got together, and they've been fighting, and this guy's come off pretty badly. He used to have like a unicorn horn on there. We were actually going to get it cut off because it's quite dangerous when they have a big horn like that, but he's been real beat up. He's not good at all. He's actually lost the horn. He's breathing pretty heavy, so it's not good at all. I'm trying to stand him up. Come on, big boy. Up you get. Up you get. Yeah, he's taking a beating. He's hurting, isn't he? So we've got a pain relief and an anti-inflammatory. We'll give him that. So he gets on. I'm going to see if he wants to eat and drink as well. It's a bit of a shame because these two are like a bit of a team. We sort of run our ewes in certain groups, and these boys cover 120 ewes fine. My bluebells are pretty hardcore, and one of them's a bit of a psycho. So he's obviously had him. My other Texel tup, I call it his boyfriend, but they're just a bit of a tag team partnership. Seems to be all right. Bit of a unit. This is why I'm always on at people about shutting gates, because these things happen. Tup like that to replace 400 quid. It's another thing. Here you go, boy, you like a plum. Take that out. Yeah. Get that down, yeah. Throw one at your boyfriend. You like that? You're hurting, ain't you, mate? Hopefully that'll kick in a minute. You will have a tear up there, won't you? What I want to kind of do now is just find the other tups. Just make sure he came off worse and not the other guy. Make sure there's no real damage with them. Nightmare. Just managed to separate the other boys off, the ones that aren't meant to be in here. And they all look fine. I think he came off a lot worse. That's the one that's a bit of a psycho. You boys alright? You look fine. You boys? It's you, innit? You've been fighting. Get your head. Look well enough to me. Nice tup though. We'll put them out here, I think. In the desert. Look at the state of us still. It's just dead. Thing is, we're in September now. We got to keep one eye on getting our ewes fit enough to tup. I haven't even thought about buying tups or anything this year yet. Just ridiculous. Look at us. Just dead everywhere. So yeah, I don't know how we're gonna get our ewes in, Nick, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Something will work out. We'll probably just have to downsize the flock this year. Is what it is, isn't it? We're also due a bit of rain tonight, and we got someone coming to shear some lambs tomorrow. About 100 here we're gonna shear. So I'm gonna put them in the barn tonight because it's actually forecast rain. Now I don't believe the forecast because we've been forecast rain a lot through August and we didn't get any. But you know the one time you don't want it to rain, it's gonna. So I'm gonna stick these lambs in the barn tonight anyway. We're all out eating these apples again. Got all these apples. What we'll do in a day or two is get the cattle over here, and the cattle can eat all the apples because it doesn't wreck their teeth like it does the sheep. Look at the apples, look. Hell of a crop this year. Unreal amount. When I show these orchards on my Instagram, everyone goes wild about why we don't pick them or anything. We only have a grazing agreement on here, so we only have an agreement to graze sheep. The apples are nothing to do with us. It's not our bag. There's reasons they don't pick them. It's nothing to do with me. All I know is that they drive me mad and they're bad for the sheep. That's all I can say about that. It ain't hard. It's a new day. Look at this for an absolute corker. Weather forecast said we're gonna have rain all day. Set the shearing up in there. Woke up this morning. Look at this. Glorious. Classic summer we've had. So we're gonna shear some lambs today. Got some lambs on the go. All our little lambs. Pygmy goats, remember you saying they get everywhere? Yup. Just our little lambs. Look at the fleece on this guy. This is a Romney cross. Just gonna take the fleece off that, because by the end of winter that would be so long and it'd be horrible for it. So we're gonna clean that off. Look, a lamb like that. See how thick that is? Take that off. She's gonna finally get have her lamb weaned off her. So yeah, that's the plan. We're just gonna try and buzz for a few. I got a friend coming. I don't know. We're probably only gonna shear 100 or so this morning, but that's good. That's what we want. And then tomorrow they're going to a fresh bit of keep. I've managed to find a bit of keep for 150 lambs for 1 month of September. But it buys us a month, so we'll get through that, and yeah, we'll see where things are at by then. So that is today's plan. The tup from yesterday as well. The tup from yesterday, let me show you. All right, we feeling better? He's perked right up. He's had some food. We jabbed him again. He's moving a bit better. So fingers crossed he's going to be all right. Think you're hard, don't you? That's why you shouldn't fight. But it's always a really tough call. So yesterday was Friday, and I was going to call the vet, but you're kind of limited about what they can do without them doing x-rays and really quite expensive procedures. There isn't a lot more they can do for him apart from give him the drugs I gave him. It's a bit of a tough call, but we made it, and hopefully it's the right one. I don't think he's suffering. She's just moving so much better than yesterday. That's the biggest problem with livestock. Like I said, it's a £400 ram to replace. He's 3-year-old now. What's he worth? 150 quid. And sadly, the monetary value does come into account when you're talking about vets, because they can quickly wrap up into the hundreds and hundreds. But as long as he's not suffering and we can get him through it, I think he's just a bit battered, a bit bruised. I think he'll get over it. So we're just shearing a few of the ewe lambs we held back in the other video. You see that girl there. Where there's one there, look. There's a goat in there, obviously. Pygmy goat again. Absolutely everywhere. And then one at the front there. Just going to ear tag them. I bought some breeding tags from Shearwell, and they've got my face of farming on there printed on, which was started as a joke on Instagram, and I just sort of carried it on. So now I've got my own named ear tags. I'm only tagging them just so I can see them from a distance more than anything, because I'm trying to just manage a few lambs about. They'll end up going on a trailer somewhere I don't want them. So I'm going to tag them now, and then we know what's what. Really easy, just like getting your ear pierced. So nice. And I went for purple as well. Face of farming purple. Why not? What do we think about the purple then? They look alright, don't they? No reason, I just felt like choosing purple. I don't usually tag my lambs until pretty much they leave the farm. Some people tag them at birth to do all the recording stuff. We don't do any of that. It's just the way we do it, and I hate it when you tag them and they rip the ear, lose the tag or something like that. So I just sort of tag them at the very last minute. Yeah, I've just tagged these so we're able to spot them a little while off when we're sorting them. I know what's what a little bit. And yeah, I like it. Look the part. What I'm just doing now is just remarking the ram lambs with a little green R, because we blued them, we marked them before, and they just sort of like, it's wearing off. So what I'm going to do is just throw them out and get them out of the way, Otherwise we're going to end up with some accidents. We don't want those. Now, do you remember the other day I said I had a sheep look like a llama? Ta-da! Now I'm going to shear that. You won't believe the transformation. You ready? Ta-da! Why do I like to shear the lambs? There's a few reasons I like to do it. Number one is they don't get hung up so easily in brambles, and especially with a real dry year like this year, they go tucking themselves in the hedges trying to eat all the brambles, get hung up. I get phone calls about it, get annoyed with it. So that chills that out a little bit. Also, lambs get like grass seeds caught in their wool, and when you shear them, you can see they're really caught in the skin and they're constantly itching, because you can imagine how itchy that is. The wool irritates them. So that stops all of that. You shear them off and it gives them a new lease of life. Stops them being so irritated by the wool. And what you really want is happy lambs, happy eating, getting fat, growing. You don't want them scratching and being uncomfortable all the time and irritable. It also makes them grow a little bit better. Taking their wool off just makes them go up that size. I also like to shear them because it evens them out. If you've got a bunch of sheep that have got all loose wool, tight wool, all looking very different, once you shear them it really evens the batch up, and it's quite nice to farm them for a bit. Like it, in a week or two they'll even them up even more, and when you look in them it's just, I don't know, easier on the eye. You can also get a few more in the trailer. You get a couple of weeks fly cover from it. There aren't many downfalls apart from the act of actually having to shear them, which I don't enjoy that much. That is literally the only downside to it, so that's why we like to do it. So that is it. Thank you for watching my YouTube. If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button and like this video because it really helps me. Thank you very much. Until next time.